Welcome to the Aaron L Show. It's your boy Aaron L back with another one. If you don't know, the cryptocurrency market is down big today, September 22nd, 2025. The whole market just liquidated. Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, Solana's down, XRP's down, Dogecoin, and the story goes on and on. I mean, I really can't say what's making the market drop. Is just it just liquidated. It looks calculated. I mean, the way the market is just down, is holding down strong. It was a flash drop. Ethereum dropped down to its lows of the day of 4,070, 4,060s. It recovered up to the 4,100, 4,200 range. Bitcoin had another flash drop. It seemed like people was buying a dip, or it hit the bottom and then came back up. But it's just, to me, I mean, it just seems calculated. I mean, it seems like the market is controlled. I mean, a lot of people want digital assets to be decentralized, but it just seems fishy when you see the market crash like that. It's kind of understandable if you see Bitcoin crash by itself, Ethereum crash by itself, or just any other tokens crash by itself. But when you see the whole market crash together, it's sort of like seem manipulated. You can't really say that. I think they said 1.7 billion came out the market. It pushed the cryptocurrency market cap as a whole. Like, the whole market is down under 4 trillion now. That it's not a dramatic drop, but it is a drop. And you got to take a look at that. Now, a lot of people would probably able to reposition themselves. People who bought at, because I think Ethereum was at 47, 48 not too long ago. So people, if they saw it get down to the 4,000 range, you could dollar cost average in and give yourself a better number than what you had. And people who in Bitcoin could do the same thing. But I mean, at the same time, I was telling people in previous videos, if you do follow my channel, the Aaron L Show, that I felt like around the holidays, some of the money was going to get pulled out of the cryptocurrency space, because people look to sell to spend it on the holidays. You got a lot of big people that's in the market. They like to reposition themselves. A lot of these ETFs and these big companies, they reposition their money and move it around however they feel fit, so you can't really say what's driving a crash. But at the same time, if you are in the space, I'm pretty sure you felt it. I'm pretty sure you opened up your wallet, you opened up your cryptocurrency, your Coinbase account, and you looked and you took a major loss, especially if you had a nice chunk of money in there. It took a major loss, but it will recover. We know it's going to recover. You have to have conviction. You have to stick with what you know. If you believe in this space, you believe this is the future of the money sector, then it's going to recover. Now, how long it's going to take to recover, we don't know. All we can do is sit back and just watch from the sidelines, because we really don't control the market. We really don't know what's controlling the market. But what we're doing is we're looking at the space, and we're believing in the technology, and we hoping that the technology performs how we feel it should perform. It does have somewhat of a history to where some things that happen are calculated. When they have when they just do certain things, certain times of the year, certain movements, we can look at that and say, okay, well, 2 years ago this happened around this time, or every 4 years, this happens around this time, and stuff like that. So we do have somewhat of a landscape to look at as investors and try to predict what we feel is happening or why it's happening. But I mean, to be honest with you, it's a lot of money in this space now. They said it's not going to be as volatile, but it's still showing volatility. We thought that volatility was gone, but today shows us that this market can still be volatile. And it wasn't a major drop. But now, let's say tomorrow, September 23rd, if we wake up and we have another drop like we did today, then you could say, okay, we're starting to smell trouble. If the market starts to recover, because Bitcoin has dipped by 3, 4,000, 2,000 in a day, and then a couple of days later you'll see it recover up to 3,000, and it'll kind of make right back what it lost. So then everybody just kind of wipes their forehead like, "Shoosh," you know. It's not one of those Bitcoin winners coming, because when those Bitcoin winners come, that's when you start to see the 1% drop here, 2% drop there, 0.5%, 3%, 2%. And then you look over a 90-day stretch and Bitcoin is down 45, 50%. And it's just a terrible day in the space. I don't think that's coming. I believe there's a lot of smart money invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum now. I believe these guys are going to hold their position. I don't think that they're going to just liquidate it all the way out like they're trying to hurt the space. I believe a lot of people that's invested are invested for the long haul. You have a lot of NBA players, NFL players, soccer players, baseball players. You have a lot of hedge funds, and you have a lot of people that's invested in this space because they believe in the technology. So I don't think that we can look at a crash that just happened today and believe that it's just supposed to be a Bitcoin storm. Where we wake up and it's down tomorrow 5%. If it do something like that, then we could be in trouble. I would advise people to start liquidating some of their positions, at least half, and hold on to half, because what you can do is if it is going to be a Bitcoin winner where it starts to drop dramatically, you can get back in a better position. If it starts to stabilize and go up, and you can kind of see where it stabilized, you can get back right in, and there's no hurt, no foul. But at the same time, you have to secure your position. A lot of people that's invested is not wealthy enough to endure those losses. We just can't endure those losses. I mean, you have to think about it. Let's say that you did have 125,000 and you bought at the top thinking it was going to run to 150 and it's down to 112. You're down 13 grand. And I mean, that bites. Now if you have your conviction, like, hey, I do believe in Bitcoin, I believe one day it's going to be worth $1 million, then you just go to bed and you don't really even look at it. You don't even pay attention to it. But if you're a person who invested some money that you really wanted to use and you not really, convinced, 100% on Bitcoin, you put 125,000 in there and buy Bitcoin at the top. And then it turned around and dropped to 112, and then you get to looking on the internet and everybody's talking about the government is going to liquidate the market and it's going to manipulate it, and all the things that people say about this coin. It would make you say, you know what, I'm gonna just cut my losses, take my 112,000 and run for the hills, man, because there's no way I'm gonna sit back and just watch money that I could truly use for something else just disintegrate. We're trying to win, not lose. So I believe that a lot of the sell-off today was manipulated, and then I believe a lot of people who they just can't stomach it. I believe they sold too, so I believe it was a mixture of the both. But I mean, if you didn't know, now you know that the cryptocurrency market did have a major sell-off. It was billions and billions and billions of dollars that would just wash down and drain. And it happens. This is how the market is. It's volatile. And you got to be able to stomach it. You have to be able to look at your wallet and look at your account, look at your Coinbase account or whichever platform you're on, and just go, what, it's going to be better days. That's why I always tell people to have money on the sideline. Even though you are invested into the space, I always tell people to have money on the sideline for times like this, because what you can do is reposition yourself. You can say, hey, you know what? It did take a major dip today, but I'm going to buy a little bit today and dollar cost average in. Tomorrow, if it dips, I'm going to buy a little bit more tomorrow, and just keep dollar cost averaging yourself in to get a better position. And you can do that. A lot of investors will tell you to do that. If you have conviction on the investment you have, then the best thing to do would be to dollar cost average in. Once you see your position is starting to take major losses, if you believe that what you're investing in is going to come back, then dollar cost average yourself back in. Don't just, sit back and sell everything, because when you sell, that's when you lose. If you dollar cost average in, what you're doing is giving yourself a better price point. And then when it goes back up, it doesn't have to go up as much for you to break even. So you have to always remember, you guys, to dollar cost average in if the market starts to shrink. If it shrinks tomorrow by 3, 4, 5%, man, I would sell at least a third of my position. That's just my advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's just a suggestion. This is the Aaron L Show. I appreciate you guys watching my channel. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll be at you guys with another one.